Hey, g'day. Last time we had a look at the errors in this area that amounted to more than 6 degrees Celsius in one video, and in the other video I showed how they amounted to more than 5 errors in the monthly anomaly. This time we'll have a look at this area and see that they add up to nearly 5 degrees C, the errors. But before we do, we'll have a look at the About the Map page you can find by clicking on this link. If we go to that one, right up the top here, it says the air temperature analyses and associated maps use data contained in the Bureau of Meteorology climate database, the Australian Data Archive for Meteorology, ADAM. It's one of many databases that they have, all with a different version of history. They seem to have ADAM and the one that we can see online, CDO, and another one called Silo, and another one called HQ, and another one called Acorn. They've obviously got endless funds and time to spend on recreating different versions of history. I'd like it if they digitised the old data and actually kept the original records. We'll continue reading here. The analysis are initially produced automatically from real-time data with limited quality control. That's obviously talking about what happens now, currently, but what happened in the past, still a mystery. They are intended to provide a general overview of air temperatures across Australia as quickly as possible after the observations are received. We're concerned with 1925, and I think they've had enough time to sort that. Let's have a look at the QA. The analysis used data collected through electronic and paper communications channels. These data have been screened for errors. Using an automated technique, right, and make use of quality control which has been undertaken on the climate database. We would assume that means the ADAM climate or ADAM climate database. Full quality and control is completed some weeks to some months after the end of the most recent month, when extreme values are confirmed by written reports. We've had a little time after that month. Data more generally are compared with those of nearby stations so that values and dates of occurrences are similar. That means that if your area had a hailstorm but the guys across the road didn't get one, and nor did the island out to sea or the place up in the hills nearby, that your hailstorm will probably be deleted, and they'll check to make sure it was deleted. I'm only guessing. Occasionally in the data sparse areas, observational errors may enter the analyses because they cannot be detected by comparison with other reports. In these instances, the erroneous maps will be amended as soon as practical. Right. Might be practical to do 1925. What do you reckon? It's a data sparse area. Who knows what they would amend it with? That's the trouble. Here, describing how those monthly and daily maps relate to each other, it says monthly maximum and minimum temperatures are calculated as the averages of the corresponding daily maximum or minimum temperature. We've seen that's not true, and we'll see it again today. The anomaly maps show the departure from the long-term climate average calculated over the period 1961 to 1990, with the daily anomalies calculated with respect to the monthly average for the relevant month. So here it says the daily anomalies are calculated with respect to the monthly average for the relevant month. Well, no, they're not. Let's prove that again. Here in this area we need to see a total around 5 degrees C here, and further out around 4 degrees C for these dailies. If we go through the dailies, the first one we see, they reckon it's colder than average here. Who knows how that was figured out? Go back to the beginning, and there we see the zero line right through our area, and as we continue on, that zero line stays there, or we see colder than average spreading across that area. And there is no way that these things are going to add up to that hot. Minor distraction here. I've been commenting about the artists who take time out from all the other important tasks the Bureau of Meteorology seems to perform, like influencing the outcome of cliffhanger elections and Kevin 747ing off to conferences about great moral dilemmas. Let's have a look at this artwork that either a machine or a person has done, specifically that dot in the middle. We can zoom in on Western Australia, and as you would expect by now, everything contradicts everything else. The dot has gone. Oh dear. Back to the Australia map to continue through the days, and obviously the daily data has been fed to the pet, but Hooch might be crying out for food. He doesn't want to eat data. The daily data does not add up to the monthly data, nor is it real, because there's no way that day after day after day in the same place would be just below average. So why are we getting these below average temperatures? The reality is that we need real data, and plenty of real data exists, but it hasn't been digitised. It exists for dates way beyond the beginning of these maps, and someone who's fighting hard to try and get this old data acknowledged and in the system so that you can actually see what really happened, and no one can know what really happened without it, is Jennifer Marohasy. I'll put a link to her website in the description, and you should go and have a look at it. Come back here for the next video, because there's more and more of this. It just goes on. Bye.